So let us start with the first module, an overview of the urban infrastructure in India. So you write down you are writing na. I will ask you everybody to open your your video. Open your video one by one. I want to see, do you have the notebook or not? You are attending sincerely or not? One by one open your video. Urban infrastructure means, you write down, urban infrastructure means, Utkarsha, you give me the response. Keep your mic open. Or Qureshi, anybody? Okay. So urban infrastructure means to determine factors of dwellers. Factors means to determine the factors of dwellers, means living persons, है ना? Comfort in urban areas, comma, their quality of life, and at the same time the primary sources of greenhouse gas, the short form is GHG, greenhouse gas emissions. So can you repeat what you have written?
Urban infrastructure means to determine surface of travelers comfort in abundance, their quality of life, and at the same time to manage heavy greenhouse gas emissions.
Okay. Greenhouse gas emission and resources uses in the cities. It consists of drinking water, sanitation and sewage system, electricity, cooking gas distribution, urban transport, primary health services, environmental regulations. Change the para. Indian government places strong special attention on these sectors, as it is crucial for India's overall growth and helps to ensure the world class infrastructure is built in the nation on schedule. Maybe power plants, highways, bridges, airports, metros, dams, etc. are includes in this urban infrastructure development. Change the paragraph. Established cities must build, maintain and upgrade, means to build, to maintain and upgrade. Upgradation is also required because sometimes the highway is 4 lane, it requires upgradation of 6 lane like this. Upgrade. Extensive transport, comma, power, comma, water and telecommunication network. In order to keep up with the demand of economic development. So, in order to keep up with the demands of economic development and population growth. This infrastructure is necessary This infrastructure is necessary to continue to the progress of the society and improve the living standard. Necessary to continue to progress societies, the societies and improve living standard of the people with higher levels of literacy, and education, comma, better health, longer life expectancy. How can you give the better health to the people? By providing the treated water, by managing the treatment of sewage, solid and liquid, by avoiding the pollution, reducing, you cannot avoid, but by reducing the pollutions. So all these things you can give the better health, and awareness is because of the higher level of the literacy and education. So you give the in this you can give the higher level of the education and literacy, so people are aware of these things, so they can get the better health, longer life expectancy, and greater access to the social service, by giving them the facility of the net. If you increase your infrastructure for the network, so they are able to get the greater access of the social service, and enhance the enhanced opportunities for cultural
expectancy, sir.
Longer life expectancy, then greater access to the social services, and enhanced opportunities for cultural and political participation, Now come to the rural infrastructure. As we clear our last semester urban and rural, so you know the things, what difference between the rural and urban. Okay, but so it was for the urban. Now come to the rural infrastructure. We'll take a overview for the rural infrastructure in India. Most of the infrastructural development concentrate in the urban areas. As you observe, you can observe these things which I am giving you the things, you can observe yourself. The things, the development are in the urban area mostly. The rural area is as it is up to after our Prime Minister Modi ji, he tried to give the tap water to Ghar Ghar Jal, Jal Yojana, and also he gave the gas cylinder in the villages. Otherwise, in the villages, the same thing is going on as it was in the past. There is no roads, no water supply. They have the tube wells and the open wells. They do not have the railway facilities. Sometimes the buses are also limited in the small villages. Only one bus in the morning and one at the evening, like this. And they are preparing their food on the by firing the wood or coal. So mostly the development are taking place in the urban area. Therefore, urbanization, as we studied in the last our semester, the people from the villages, they are migrated to the urban areas in search of their education as well as the service, and doing jobs, means for the jobs, for the educations, for other business, they are migrating towards the urban area. So what you have written, most of the infrastructure development concentrated in the urban areas. The infrastructural development in the rural area, the infrastructural development in the rural areas is still very small. The infrastructural development in the rural areas is still very small and of poor quality. They don't bother about the quality in the rural area because the peoples are not educated in the rural area, so they don't worry about the quality of the work. So the infrastructure development in the rural area is still very small and of poor quality as compared to the rural population. The population may be more, means sufficient, but the facilities are very less for those population of the rural area. The women in the rural areas, as I just told you, the women in the rural areas are still making use of cow dung and wood fuel. कंडे बोलते हैं जिसको ना, कंडा, cow dung and fuel, wood, to meet their energy need. Now, change the paragraph. The rural infrastructure includes WBM roads, somewhere water supply, then minor irrigation, then primary school, maybe middle primary school, and the primary health center, and somewhere housing facilities which are under the control of state government. For present situation, it is not enough. These facilities are not enough looking to the present situation. But nowadays it also includes improvement of agriculture and agro industries, and elimination of the poverty in the rural area. They are launching the projects for the rural area, and they ask the contractor to keep the labor of that village only, so they get the job as well as the money. So their standard is little increasing their poverty. Otherwise they were depend on the agriculture only. Nowadays the government is launching the project to keep in mind to give the jobs to the villagers, so they get the money also, so in avoid the poverty level is decreasing. There are some issues for the rural infrastructures. The major problems that have been identified by literature review the major problems that have been identified in literature review in many rural areas are poverty, literacy, unemployment, homelessness, crime, social evils. Poverty, literacy, unemployment, homelessness, crime, social evils, lower living standards, lack of facilities for health and education, services, These are the challenging problems for the rural development. Now the next point in this module is the special economic zones. I am giving you the just brief. You add on the things in this. Okay, in your notes you add on little more. I am giving you the idea about these topics. Okay, now special economic zones. It is an area in the country. These are the areas in the country which are subjected to different economic regulations. Areas in the countries which are subjected to different economic regulations than other regions within the same country. These are the area in the country that is subjected to different economic regulations than other regions within the same country. It specially attract FDI, means foreign and direct investor. There are 270 SEZ in the India. It is specially marked territory. Or small area of the country with special people lives in. Within the national borders of a country. That has more liberal economic laws than the rest of the country. Some examples are Reliance at Jamnagar, Kandla in Gujarat, Cochin in Kerala, and others states like Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh have the highest number of SEZ. These states have the highest number of SEZ. So I think there are two students only, so it is enough because this is the first class. For today it is enough. In the next class we will study. Okay? Pradeep?
Yes, sir.
You are the two only, na? So I think it is enough for today. Let the join the Karsha?
3.2.
You please inform the other students that I will take the next class on the Tuesday. And ask them to join. Okay. Let me finish the class.